Scorpio, how are you? Welcome to your May 2016 readings. I don't have a lot to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. This is Duncan. She'll probably hang out with us. So let's get started. I'm going to start with your love reading and then move into your generals, okay? Love reading for Scorpio for May 2016. Here we go. Here. Now, one of the things that's kind of been a recurring theme for a lot of people, or a lot of the signs, not to compare you to other signs, but just in general, I think there's something going on. Oh, Duncan, stop. And it's just kind of like a lot of the cloudiness or a lot of the fantasy or a lot of the misinformation or whatever is going to be coming to light, right? And in a relationship setting, it can be a little bit challenging at times, but ultimately it's always for the best. You know, it's for everyone to just sort of get on the same page, recollect themselves, and make decisions from a more logical and realistic standpoint. I'm getting a sense now that at this point in time or in your very near future that you might be feeling like something needs to change, right? Maybe the types of people that you're dating or something needs to change within your relationship because just something isn't quite right. Something just doesn't feel like it's entirely the way it's supposed to be. But I'm getting a sense of like hanging on or a sense of not quite feeling ready to make those changes. I mean, with the Hanged Man in reverse at the top of the reading, it really does just tell me that there's like a sense of not wanting to let go and not wanting to be right, not wanting to be wrong, just wanting to keep everything sort of status quo, you know? And with the Eight of Cups in reverse too, just having difficulty leaving things behind. Especially when you're in a relationship and you reach that state of comfort, it can really be challenging for things to change, right? And to sort of face the demons and to face the I'm getting fur all over the place, face the challenges that you're having and confront them head on with your partner and express the way you feel. It can be a very challenging thing to do, right? And I think you here, Knight of Cups in reverse, I think you are feeling quite shaken. You aren't feeling quite yourself, right? And that your partner, Queen of Swords, I mean, to show up as the Queen of Swords, you know, it's possible there's someone interest-wise, perhaps an air sign, but doesn't necessarily have to be, but someone who's very logical in nature, someone who's very fair and just, and who wants to do the right thing, not just for you, not just for them, but just everyone around them. I think they are in a really great place right now for things to be brought to the table. Okay, so there's no reason to fear expressing your feelings, expressing your concerns to them. There's no reason why you can't share and be open and honest and humble yourself. I think you might be feeling humble just as it is. You might be feeling a little bit vulnerable, and you might be having some challenges with just not quite feeling your true self, like there's just something a little bit off. And again, if you are dating someone, and this might indicate someone that you're just sort of starting to get to know, and you are no longer happy being in that, open-ended or undefined dating situation, right? Like you don't know whether to introduce them as your boyfriend or girlfriend, or this is my friend, or, that kind of thing. Call it a situation. If you're feeling uncomfortable with that, now might be the time to say, hey, okay, I really either want to just solidify and just know that this is something special for both of us and to move forward, or to just move on, right? If you're in an established relationship or a marriage and you're unhappy with something, now is a really good time for you to bring that to light, okay? I have no doubt that your partner, your friend, will be open-minded, right? Just because this is an air sign or a sword, and just because it's, stern and cool, it doesn't mean that they're not open to new ideas. Quite the contrary. They are open to hearing opinions and then making their opinions based on the evidence, right? They're very willing to hear both sides of something. And however it goes, okay, either way, something is going to come to light, okay, for you and for them. Something is going to be illuminated, and let me backtrack just a little bit, because this Ten of Swords is standing out to me right now because I didn't talk about it yet. This hanging on, right? This thing that you're sort of maybe have been hesitant to discuss, have been hesitant to bring up or to be honest about, has obviously been weighing heavily on your shoulders, right? It's causing you a little bit of distress, a little bit of, nerves and frustration, and you just haven't quite known when or how to really bring this up, right? It has been probably a long time coming, okay? And with the realization, okay, or the conversation that is had, things are going to come to light, and I think you are going to feel relieved. Again, kind of another recurring theme for a lot of signs is that sign or that feeling of feeling like that load is being lifted and you can breathe again. And whatever fantasy, whatever dream, whatever, our minds can concoct elaborate fantasies, right? Sometimes we project things, we assume things that are so far beyond the reality that we just kind of get caught up in our own fantasy, in our own dreamlike state. Well, with this expression of concern, okay, with your honesty, and this is a very honest forum, right? You honest and them honest, and talking about the things that bother you, the things that you want. Sometimes it's difficult for us to express to someone else something that we want if we aren't sure that they want the same thing, right? And now I'm not getting an answer or a very clear distinction as of the outcome of that conversation, other than it's going to bring about some truth, okay? It's either going to go one of two ways. One, they're going to feel the same way and it's going to probably be just fine, or they don't feel the same way and now you know, right? And that's not a terrible thing. It's just something that will help bring you down to earth, right? It helps allow you to get a little bit, your head on straight a little bit. This card has been a recurring theme as well. And I just think a lot of us have been either very hopeful about something or been living, like I say, just kind of living in our own little fantasies, our own little dreams. And sometimes that can prevent things from moving forward, especially if we're hanging on to that idea, especially if we're hanging on to that hope, we're hanging on to that state of being. And it can be a very frustrating thing because it feels so good. You know, our hopes, they give us hope, they give us happiness, and it gives us something to work towards. But on some level, that hope is not reality. That hope is not tangible, right? And not to say we cannot have what we hope for, not to say that at all, but it's better to know one way or another. And I think this month or within the next coming months, that might be something that sort of plays out in one shape or form for you. So let me go ahead and, since Duncan's kind of in my shuffle space, there. Okay. So let's start with strength. Always a beautiful card to get. For me, in this particular reading, screams courage. Okay, courage to bring things to the table. You deserve to have these swords removed. Hi, Duncan. You deserve to have those things off your plate and to not worry about those. These swords preoccupy our life. They preoccupy our minds. They distract us from work. They're very all-consuming swords, all-consuming thoughts. And the darkness, the black of this is a very, black absorbs all color, all light, all energy. And you have the strength. Okay, strength is a trump card, and it truly does trump all the other energies, right? It beats everything. It wins. And your strength, your inner power will be such that you will have the courage to be honest, the courage to say something that might be really hard to say, to express something that's really been bothering you. And you know what? There's nothing but beautiful blessings on the other end of that. The truth is so critical in our lives, and living by truth and not living in fantasy. And through truth, you have the opportunity for happiness, for joy, and feeling prideful in your life, feeling prideful for the things that you do and the things that you want in your life. She's still on the show here. Come on, Duncan. And that confidence, that pride that you have in yourself, that pride you have in your life, brings about positive things, right? We all go through ups and downs. We all have goods and bad things. I don't necessarily believe that, people have good luck or have bad luck necessarily. But sometimes when we feel this way and we feel so good, sometimes our hearts open up and opportunities come knocking. If you are single, I think this might be an opportunity for love. If you express the way you feel to someone, as vulnerable as it may make you feel, you might be surprised, okay? Whether this person is totally on board and ready to go and interested in you. Even here, if I hold these cards up together, I feel like you are the one making the offering. You are the one bringing it to the table. You sort of putting your ego at bay and coming to them and discussing this with them. But their energy still is very much towards you. She's reaching out to you. She's facing towards you. You share the same common blue sky. And I think there is a likeness there. If this is someone that you're interested in, I think there is an interest back. There is a reciprocation. If this is your partner, your husband, your wife, there is, an open forum and honesty, and I think they'll be very, very receptive to what it is you have to say, what it is you're feeling. Okay, there won't be judgment. There will be logical steps to take and move forward. And that in and of itself, I think, will bring you peace, will bring you happiness, and will renew and refresh that bond and those vows that you made to one another. Okay, so let me go ahead and shuffle, and we'll do the general. Fuzzies for my cat. Okay. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh. Okay. Wow, this is a very, very similar reading. Hi, Duncan. Okay. So, I'm not going to talk about the Seven of Pentacles again, other than just to reiterate that you're feeling dissatisfied. And this could be not only in your love department, right? It can be in so many different areas of your life. It could be financial, it could be career, it could be family, it could be just all around your whole life. Just something's not right. Something needs to change. Of all the work, all the time that you've put in, you feel that something needs to change. And you know what? Here, right next to it, well, actually, I'm not gonna, well, yeah, I'll just move forward with it. Right next to it, Five of Pentacles in reverse, okay? This indicates to me that feeling of isolation, that feeling of, to me, this card is very much a perception versus reality card. And I've said that many, many times. Here you are standing outside, you're looking through the stained glass windows, and you see the congregation inside and everyone is happy and warm and singing and you feel very much alone. But ultimately, the way you perceive them to be is not their reality, right? That's the little story I have with this card. And when it's in reverse, I feel like things are coming together for you, that perception really is taking form, or the reality and the perception are really coming together, and it's not some fanciful magical idea. It's okay, and it's you coming to grips with where you really are and not worrying about other people, not worrying about, keeping up with the Joneses, and not worrying about, it's about what can I do to make myself better? What can I do? What am I in control of? Because I can't control them. I can't control anything else, right? If I don't like my job, I have the power to go find another one. If I am bored at home, I have the power to go create a hobby or make something, make a productive use of my time, right? And I think there's a really strong energies around this concept for you. And you might be having sort of an existential moment, an existential phase in your life. What is my purpose? It's so high level, right? And you might be analyzing so many different areas of your life. Is my career really what I want? Am I really being fulfilled by this job as an attorney? Am I really helping people? Am I really helping people, as a teacher, or whatever it is you do? Not to say that you should quit your job, because that's not at all what I'm saying, but that's the type of thinking and type of process that I think you've probably been going through this for some time. And now, or shortly, it's going to be heavy on your mind, okay? Prolonged, the Hermit and the Hanged Man in reverse. Time, okay? Nothing happens overnight. Nothing occurs just like that, just because we want it to, right? Things happen when they're ready to happen. Things happen, realizations don't always come in like the Tower. Sometimes it does take time and life experience, right? So I think there's just an overall analysis of where you are, okay? Very unemotional, very objective, very almost like disengaged a little bit, right? Like you're stepping aside, you're putting your life out in front of you like on a showcase, and you're looking at it. You're looking at it, you're analyzing it, and you are trying to be as honest with yourself as you possibly can, which I know can be difficult at times. Let's see, because this King of Swords here, I feel is you, okay? You really taking on that objective role and playing that judge, playing that the collector of evidence, the collector of the documentation, and looking at everything like you're like Judge Judy right here. And you're calling out the bullshit in your own life, and you're I think it's shaking you up a little bit, okay, and rightfully so. Now there are people here, okay. There's a lot of people in this scenario, in this story. I'm feeling like you are being surrounded by whether colleagues or I think people with whom might not exactly see your life the way you see your life. Okay, no one sees our lives the way we see our life. But sometimes a third party opinion, a neutral third party opinion can feel and be very beneficial for us. Okay, and I think there might be some, I'm going to say some things. I know it's not going to apply to everyone, but it's entering my mind, so I'm just going to say it, okay? This King of Pentacles here, it's really striking me as someone, one that you respect, one that you look to for respect, someone more practical, okay? Maybe an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or a very just practical person, maybe someone who's successful in life. But be wary of their success, okay? Because their success also comes with their own set of failures. And any advice, be sure to just add that to the pile of evidence, as opposed to making it your Bible, if you will, making it your true words of wisdom. Just take it with a grain of salt, because you ultimately are responsible for your own life. This could be a business partner, it could be a boss, it could be someone, a colleague, okay, or an associate, someone that you do business with, someone that you work with, probably someone a little bit more financially successful than you are, and someone a little bit more well off than you are. But their life might not be entirely as put together as you perceive it to be. But this is someone that I think can add value to you, it's all connected with this, right, the Seven of Pentacles, this pile of evidence. I'm just going to keep calling it because that's kind of what it is. It's just something to add. Same thing with this Queen of Wands. Now this might be a partner, okay, a romantic partner. It might be a business partner. It might be, your mother, your best friend, most likely a woman, more motherly in nature, maybe a little bit older. And she also has very strong opinions, okay? But I think they come from a more nurturing side. I get a sense that advice, that opinion, isn't going to just be practically added to the pile. You will add it to the pile, but I am seeing a little bit of a fight, right? Her advice, their advice, it doesn't have to be a female, it could also be a man, just someone that you respect, a little bit more caring, right? Someone that really cares for you, whereas this person might be someone that just can be more cutting with their opinions, right? There's not a lot of feeling involved. There's more mutual respect, I believe. Because here, their advice might cause a little bit of upheaval for you. It might cause a little bit of stress for you. It might sort of put you on edge. While you will take the advice, you will take the opinion, I think it will be a little bit off-putting, and it might be something that you might not want to hear. Okay, so that I'm going to say that piece, that might not apply to everyone, like I said. Okay, these people might be one person, these might be elements of yourself. It might be, I'm seeing it as three very distinct energies. But that's really going to be, with these generals, it can really go many different ways. I think you're going to struggle a little bit with this analysis, with this stepping back and being objective. Once you hear from them, once there is this little row that may occur, okay? And that little row might sort of prevent or put on hold certain projects, might put on hold certain progress that you are wanting or hoping to make, changes that you're wanting to make. I think you've collected or you will collect enough evidence to make decisions about moving forward, to make real opinions about yourself, about your future, about your place. And like I said, it's a very high, extremely high level, like, what is my purpose in life type of thing, you know, this feeling that you're getting. And there might be questions with this energy. There might be questions with this, you know, whether this can even be, I always kind of think of this as like brothers and sisters quarreling, like familial issues, familial fighting, because you all ultimately love each other, right? And they always have your best interests at heart, but someone's best interest or their opinions of what you should do with your life are, you know, they often vary. And you might be kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and therefore preventing you from making changes. Like, okay, so I'm going with the element of family here, but again, keep an open mind. If you work for a family business, you run a family business, and you have a certain opinion of things that might need to change within that business, or your role, or whether you want to move out entirely, you might be bound a little bit by your obligations to your family, and a little bit frustrated because you still might not even know where you would move if you wanted to move, okay, or if you wanted to change jobs or change companies, or, you know, start your own business, or start something else, right? That's what I kind of mean by a rock and a hard place. So let me pull the rest of the cards. Talking a lot for everybody. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, sometimes I say things and then they get confirmed. But like, I think the progress is at a standstill for you. The change in a specific area in your life, it's changing. Things will happen, but right now, I think you're going to need to be put on, or in a little bit of a defensive mode. Okay. While you gladly accept others' opinions and add it to the pile, those opinions might not exactly be what you want to hear, and therefore does put you a little on the defensive, right? Feeling like you have to fight for the things you do, fight for the things you say, fight for the things you want, and that can be, you know, frustrating, but it's a piece of the puzzle, okay? The piece of the puzzle that the universe is putting in place for you. Things aren't going to feel complete at this point in time, but it's for a reason. You might be having a difficult time with that, you know, that high level, what is my purpose in life thought process, because you're hung up on something in the past. You might be feeling guilty about something. You might be feeling sad about something. You might be feeling regretful about something. And those feelings can often put us in a state of limbo, not moving forward. It's the hanged man defined. But rest assured, the presence of the Wheel of Fortune is the presence of the universe, and it's doing its work. It's not ready for you to move on. You're simply in the beginning stages of making change, okay? You're simply in the beginning stages of truly harnessing your purpose, and wrapping your head around it. And it's okay that things aren't spinning out of control in an incredibly positive way. You are meant to be here, okay? Whenever that Wheel of Fortune comes out, it just solidifies that you are in the right place at the right time. And the universe is working to ensure that at some point you will be at the right place at the right time, and things are going to fall into place. If it was right side, then I would say it's going to happen very, very soon. But right now, it's going to be time. Time here is a very important thing. It will change. You won't be here forever. This wheel is always spinning, always. The universe is always working. But right now, as frustrating as it may be, and again, there was that truth, right? I think the romance department might be a little bit of a safety net for you this month, that you might find solace and joy in that area of your life, where perhaps in other areas of your life, things might be getting a little bit stressful. So look to that. Look to your partner. Look to your friends, the people that are close to you, people that you love, and be open and honest with them. And if you are feeling and craving change, then now is the time to admit that, but to also understand that, why do you want this change? And you can't just want change. You need to know change where and to what, So take your time. Don't pressure yourself to force yourself to come to this conclusion right away, right? This is a process, and it's something that you're meant to just have it just come to you. It's not something that can be forced. Okay? So I think that's it. Sorry, my cat was covering the cards, but you've seen him once, you've seen him a million times. So that's it. Thank you so much, Scorpio. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next month. Thanks.